I'd like to talk to you about the role of evolution in environmental history. Environmental history is the field that studies the interaction between people and all the rest of nature. Science has been an important part of this because science tells us a lot about the natural world. One of the main ways that environmental historians have studied that interaction is to look at the way people have affected the distribution and the abundance of other species. Those are what we call ecological factors. In addition, people have changed the traits of populations of other species. For example, when we breed dogs or horses or wheat, we take a group of organisms with one set of traits and we intentionally manipulate them to make them, that population, somewhat different. Developing, for example, differences between greyhounds and bulldogs, differences between draft horses and race horses, differences between varieties of wheat that grow well in the winter and grow well in the summer. So those are ways in which people are affecting the traits of populations of other species. That is evolution. The definition of evolution is change in the frequency of inherited traits over generations. This has been a hugely important process in history. History as we know it is largely a byproduct of agriculture. When people started settling in villages, cities, creating large governmental structures, nations, even empires, those were based on settling down onto farms and supporting urban populations with the food produced on farms. Well, that agriculture rests on taking wild populations and changing their traits in ways that made them suitable for agriculture. So almost all of the things that historians study are a product of humans affecting the evolution of other populations. Human-affected evolution did not stop with domestication 15,000, 12,000 years ago or so. It continues today. For example, a lot of people die of diseases even though they've been treated with antibiotics. When sick people are treated with an antibiotic, it kills almost all the germs, but by chance there often is one or two individual bacterium that happens to be able to survive that poison. It does survive. It reproduces. The next generation of pathogens is resistant, and so doctors have to substitute a new antibiotic. So this process of people changing the traits of other populations continues, and it then circles back to affect human experience. When doctors have to substitute a new antibiotic, that's a human adaptation to a pathogen's adaptation to us. And when you get into this repeated cycle of back and forth, that's what we call coevolution. So much of history is a story of this dance between human and non-human populations in which we change their traits, that causes us to change what we do, they change some more. And that's one of the important and fascinating aspects of environmental history.